It is time to blast off inside the kennel. And now here is the Tomahawk Missile himself, Vinndogg Radio.
Welcome to the Kennel Podcast, right here with myself, Vinndogg Radio, Money Bin Production. Yes, indeed, this is going to be a fun one. But before all that, we would ask you to please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with all of your friends and families and anti-oligarchy friends and members. Yes, like us at The Kennel on Spotify Music, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and more. And wherever you download podcasts, please like and subscribe. And you're right here on Podbean.com, and download the Podbean app and add, like, and subscribe to the podcast. Please give us 4 to 5 stars. We would greatly appreciate it because it helps the podcast. And the title of this episode is The American Oligarchs. Yes, we're going to talk about oligarchies like Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom. Are you guys ready to hear what happens with these oligarchies? Yes. We got the mafia music in the background, eh? And don't ask and don't tell what happens to Fredo. Yes. Andrew Cuomo is Don Corleone. His brother, Armando, Chris Cuomo, is Fredo. You guys know about the Godfather who makes you an offer you can't refuse. Dictator Andrew Cuomo on the deaths of the people in the homes in the state of New York.
Look, whether a person died in a hospital or died in a nursing home, it's the people died. People died. I was in a hospital, I got transferred to a nursing home, and my father died. My father was in a nursing home, got transferred to a hospital, and my father died. People died. By the way, the same people are dying today. 96% of the people who die are older people with comorbidities, which happens to be the population that lives in nursing homes. It's continuing today, even with all the testing that we're doing. If you look at New York State, we have a lower percentage of deaths in nursing homes than other states. A third of all deaths in this nation are from nursing homes.
Okay.
New York State, we're only about 28% only.
Forget about it.
But we're below the national average in number of deaths in nursing homes. But who cares? 33, 28, died in a hospital, died in a nursing home. They died.
That's the mafia way. They died. I'm Andrew Cuomo. You do what I say. Because I am the oligarchy of New York. I run this place. I am a super duper monster. Andrew Cuomo. You don't do what I say, you die. Bada bing, bada boom. Who cares? They died. Because I said it, and I'm Andrew Cuomo. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are witnessing here is craziness by the oligarchy himself, Andrew Cuomo, the governor. Well, he's not the governor. He is the oligarch leader of the state of New York. Now, his own Democratic Party leader, who was an attorney general, she came against him, according to the mafia. Can we start the mafia music? Because this is crazy. She came against him and said that the draconian leader, Andrew Cuomo, miscalculated the numbers on purpose, basically, to save his own self in his mafia killings of the people in these old folks' homes, as they like to call them, the senior care facilities. It wasn't that we were trying not to get rid of them. It was because we had to finish them off. Capiche? But it's going on around the entire country in different states. These draconian mask mandate laws, these restrictions on small businesses, the restrictions on people that can't gather with their families and friends and neighbors, the restrictions are mine, said Andrew Cuomo. That's right. He also said a few months ago, who cares what the Supreme Court says? Oh, that was in 2020, huh? And he is supposed to uphold the laws that were granted by God to the people on the Constitution of the United States of America, but he doesn't obey the Constitution. Which of these idiots do obey the Constitution of the United States of America and actually work for the people? None of them. Everybody had the hatred for Donald John Trump. Yeah. The guy, Andrew Cuomo, is a stiff-neck idiot. You guys like the guy, I don't. And I will say it again, I don't like Andrew Cuomo. I don't hate the guy. I just don't like him in his policies. He is dictating how New York should be ran. And don't let me get started with William Wilhelm, a.k.a. Bill de Blasio. Really? You know, it's funny how they get these last names, de Blasio. And plus, William Wilhelm's family praised Fidel Castro of Cuba. The Democratic Party made up of a bunch of oligarchies. The Biden administration is in full effect, signing more than 40 executive orders within the first month of his presidency. This is insane, and this is a sign of dictatorship. But no, Donald Trump was a dictator. Yeah, that's what they say. These people were never for you. They were against you. These people are oligarchs all the way to the finish line. And I love the word oligarchs because decadency has ensued itself upon America. And if you don't know what it means moral rot. I've even ran into a couple of people saying, I can't believe I voted for the guy. I can't believe I let myself be deceived into voting for Joseph Robinette Biden. Yeah! Joseph Robinette Biden. The great-great-grandson of the slaves owner, Robinette Biden. Robinette Biden was trading Negroes back in the 1800s. He wanted to make sure that he was known in history as a slave owner and trader. Yeah, man, that's what really went on. The Democrats have this thing, you know, whenever they make comments, it's a nothing to see here, folks type of thing. It is so double standard. There are even some rhino Republicans that I can't stand either. Hey, Mitch Cocaine McConnell, you are the worst American in history outside Barack Insane Obama and Joseph Obama Biden. I'm going to call him O'Biden because that's exactly who he is. And I've actually had debates with people saying, oh, Obama was a great president. Obama was a POS. Obama was selling out America left hand and right hand, not knowing what the foot is doing underneath his bottom. So you're going to tell me that he was a great American? Yeah, right. I know friends that have fathers and mothers that have lost their 401ks due to the Obama administration's policies. But he was a great president according to the numbheads out there. And then I have people coming out towards me on the point of attack saying, I can't believe that you support this one individual because they are a poor excuse for America. I'm surprised at you. I don't say anything about your Twitter post, but you sure do come at me trying to browbeat me on my Twitter post. You people are so double standard, it makes me vomit you out of my mouth. The end of America seems to be approaching fast because everybody got fooled that voted for these leftist lug nuts. And I don't even think there are any true Republicans in the party because they're so divided. It's sickening. You politicians on either side of the fence are supposed to be going to so-called Washington. I don't even want to call it Washington anymore. I just want to call it Beijing, USA. Should be working for us and not working for yourselves. That's not happening anymore. The generations before us let it get out of control, and then the Nancy Pelosi's of the world were born. Good luck, Chuck. And I'm not talking about Chuck Toomer because he says that Donald Trump incited an erection. Who cares about what that guy thinks? Democrats, rhinos, you guys are nothing but a bunch of lying sacks of pedals. And especially that John Weaver punk from the Lincoln Project. The guy is a genuine jerk face. He was gay peddling on young men, propositioning them. And then the Lincoln Project goes, oh, we really haven't had any contact with that guy. Isn't this the same Lincoln Project organization that was thrashing former President Donald Trump? These people are trying to make sure that he does not ever run for president again. And if I'm Donald Trump, I wouldn't even run for president again. He got nothing but browbeaten and ridiculed by the media and his colleagues that were in office. And these were some fellow Republicans that he was rooting for to win the seats. Then he started to learn how crooked a lot of these people really are. And then that's why they turned on him like Judas. And then there are threats saying that if you are a Trump supporter, let's play this mafia music for that, huh? If you're a Trump supporter, you're going to be in big, big trouble because you should not have voted for Trump. We are going to put you in a camp and recondition you. These people are saying that they want to put Trump supporters in re-education camps. Nothing to see here, folks. You might have heard that, but there's nothing to see here. That just tells you one freaking thing. These people are not for America whatsoever. They are against America, and they are godless sodomites that hate America. This is causing a lot of division, and then you have Joseph Robinette Biden on the first day of his inauguration preaching about unity. And you have these people in the media says, oh man, it was just like going to church and it was a new day for America. It was good for America. Oh my goodness, Joseph Robinette Biden, the sun is shining down on him. Oh my goodness, Joseph Robinette Biden is the Schmeagle of America. Joseph Robinette Biden is the savior of America. He's the second coming. And they say us Trump supporters thought that Donald Trump was the second coming of Christ. No, we didn't. We just said this guy is for the American people and you're not. Somebody flip me a coin and tell me who did heads and who did tails. Now the uber left people have control of the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, and they are going to make the small guy like myself and others the tail of the country, as they are the heads of the snake. You freaking serpents in Washington. You people make me sick. And then Ted Cruz comes out after Andrea Ocasio-Cortez spoke up for those people who were getting hooked up on the stock market, making some money on the GameStop. Oh, he says, I'm willing to work with her. And then she goes, wait a minute. I don't want to work with you. I'll work with any Republican except for you. You should just resign because you almost killed me on January 6th. Really? They call that working together. The only unity that the libtards want is the unity within each other and not the conservatives. They don't want to work together. It's never been that way. Nancy pullback foreskin face Pelosi herself is the most prejudiced Democrat I have ever seen in this country. She's prejudiced against conservative people. She's prejudiced against God. She's really prejudiced against the Constitution. And yes, the Constitution doesn't even exist right now because the uber left took over. The regime is here. I am so boiling right now, it's ridiculous. And sorry that I'm not sorry, and I am not an apologist for anything I said towards these lefties. The Antichrist of America is the uber left and the rhino Republicans. And then we're going to get into Gavin Screwsome on the other side. You're listening to the Kennel Podcast with myself, Vinndogg, a Money Bin production, right here on Podbeam. You freaking cockroach, roach. Back in a minute.
More with the street shooter himself right after this. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Vinndogg Radio. He shoots straight from the hip, and if you don't like it, go and stuff yourselves. Back to the kennel with Mr. Keeping It Real himself, Vinndogg Radio.
Welcome back to the Kennel with myself, Vinndogg Radio, a Money Bin production. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, coming up in the coming weeks, or actually sooner, I have a big time special guest, and I've been trying to get this brother on for the longest time, Pastor Tom Hughes from San Jacinto, California. Oh my goodness, he pastors a wonderful church of 412. And it is going to be an awesome experience. He's going to align everything up that is going on in the world today with the Bible. So you guys cannot miss this. Pastor Tom Hughes coming up on the next big episode of the Kennel Podcast, a Money Bin production. I think it might be in 1 or 2 episodes for now, but we're going to get this interview scheduled. We've been doing it for a couple of years. We've been playing tag, trying to make it happen, and we're going to make it happen. And he is going to shoot straight from the hip, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fun. And don't forget to follow your man Vinndogg Radio on Clout Hub. That's right, Vinndogg Radio USA. On Instagram at Vinndogg Radio USA, on Twitter at Vinndogg Radio USA, and on YouTube at Money Bin Production. All right, the Oligarch series continues. Restaurants in counties are going to sue Gavin Newsom. Listen to this news story.
Napa's Fume Bistro and Bar has kept the flame lit in its wood-fired oven for more than 20 years. But its owner says this pandemic is threatening to douse the flame forever. Outdoor dining helped Fume limp along after the pandemic reopenings months ago. Terry Letson says it at least allowed him to pay the bills, but he says he began draining savings when the latest COVID-19 surges forced all on-site dining to shut down.
We really don't have a long time before a lot of us hit the edge.
Takeout alone will not keep his lights on, and Letson says a lot of restaurants and wineries in the Napa and Sonoma County areas are in the same boat. More than 50 of them joined a group called Wine Country Coalition for Safe Reopening. They built a website laying out their arguments for safe reopening, and today they filed a lawsuit alleging that outdoor dining restrictions violate the California Constitution's equal protection and due process clauses.
It's not right, it's not fair, it's not just, and it's going to put us out of business.
The argument is that numerous other businesses like retail and grocery are allowed to operate indoors with greater risks, and there's no evidence of increased viral spread through outdoor dining.
There are no numbers that show that we are an increased risk at outdoor dining. We're not asking to go shoulder to shoulder. We're not asking to be open like we were before. We're asking for enough to survive.
They hope the wheels of justice move quickly before many of them have to close for good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going on in California with the draconian government. There are some spineless people in Sacramento that are not holding Gavin Newsom's feet to the fire. I want to urge you to do this, ladies and gentlemen, right now. I want you to go to recallgavinnewsom2020.com. 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 Recall this numbskull. We need to get this guy out. We need to put him out on his ear. And when he does get kicked out of office, we have to make sure that there are no oligarchies like him that would ever make it back into governmental positions like this ever again in California. We have to return California to a red state, and that was a state of the Constitution and of God. California has lost its way. Let's go down the line. Gray Davis, Scary Brown, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody goes, well, Arnold was a rhino. Arnold was an idiot. The recall should never have been governor of California. He should have never have qualified for the Republican Party. The guy was a joke. And California turned into a joke when you let scum like Gavin Newsom and Scary Brown make it to office. There is a huge problem in California, and it's Gavin Newsom. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Democrats can do no wrong as far as the media is concerned. I want to call out one media mogul, ABC. There's a guy that works at ABC 7 Los Angeles by the name of Mark Brown, who I think is a real toss-off. People are saying, well, man, you can't go after people like that in the media. People in the media were going after the leader of the free world, Donald Trump, when he was president of the United States of America. So how dare you tell me that I can't go after people in the media? You got to hold their feet to the fire, too. ABC, NBC, CBS, PMS, NBS, Fox, Communist News Network, a.k.a. CNN, they were all in on it together, and you're telling me that I can't hold anybody's feet to the fire? I am the most lit individual right now because I am not going to sit here and say, oh man, just give it to the rest of California without the Vaseline. My favorite line to use when I think that people are trying to get over on us and try to twist us left and right and down the center without even telling us, we're not doing that. And you know what? If it was my own mother or any family member of mine that was in government that was screwing up, I would hold their feet to the fire too. I don't even care if I grew up with these people as friends in elementary and high school. I'm holding their feet to the fire because that's what we need to do. That's what they're paid for. Open up the damn state now. Stop playing around. Open up the schools, open up the churches, open up the restaurants full service. Because the numbers don't add up. This is becoming one big hocus pocus joke. And we are the butt ends of the joke. Wake up and smell the incense, California. And for those of you who are listening around the world and you're getting bamboozled by your governments, get out there and hold their feet to the fire because they're getting paid off of your backs. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. These oligarch dictators have never been for us from the beginning, and they're not for us at all. These people want to see you struggle so that you can kneel down to them and say, yes, government, sir, we want you to support us, sir. We need your help, sir. Yes, some governors. Yes, some mayors. Yes, some controllers. Yes, some. That's what they want from Americans. And especially here in California. And if you're living in Michigan, Virginia, Colorado, Pennsylvania, a.k.a. Pennsylvania, wake up. New York, wake up. America, wake up. Stop snoring. Because the more that you snore, the more they take over. These people have nothing in your best interest whatsoever. And they're never going to have anything in your best interest. It is only for the interest of their wallets and the big hedge fund people and the big brick and mortar businesses and the big corporations of the world. It is time for people to take ownership of themselves It is time for people to know that they need to govern themselves and not the government governing the people. That is not why they go to Washington. They go to Washington and other heads of state to serve us and not us serve them. This is becoming backwards every second of the day. Read that Constitution so it gets reenacted. Read the Bill of Rights that's in the Constitution. There are plenty of books on the Constitution of the United States of America. There are 300 plus million people in this country. And the government is supposed to serve those 300 million people. In California, a governor is supposed to serve 39 million people. Not 39 million people kneeling to what he says is right. And how dare that judge in Northern California tell the church that the only way that he's going to take away the fine is if they comply with the next orders if they ever come down. Absolutely not. That is not constitutional. Wipe out that fine, judge, you spineless judge that are paid off of the backs of the taxpayers. Grow a bigger pair and do your job correctly according to the Constitution. I'm going off like Biz Marquee right now because I've had it up to here. I don't toe the line. That's not the way I roll. Towing the line is for wimps. Towing the line is for people that want the government to break their backs and make them permanent slaves. Don't toe the line for anyone. Stand up for your families. Stand up for your communities. Run for local office if you need to, because that's what it's going to take. This country was built for and by the people. And for all you social justice warriors out there, stop the crap with this systemic racism nonsense, because there is no racism in America like that. Are people racist? Yes, that's going to exist until the end of time. It's up to them to grow out of that racist mind state. Stop playing the cards the wrong way, man, and wake up and say, you know what? I do need to do what's right. Stop depending on man and depend on God. The agenda of mankind is to lead you to the slaughter. The human race is the most diabolical, vicious species on the planet we call Earth. Oh, let's practice a little human kindness, and then the same people turn around and want to destroy the human race. Oh, we gotta take care of the climate. You know, climate change is near. You know what climate change is all about? It's all about control and tyranny. 11,000 people lost their jobs in America thanks to Joseph Robinette Biden on that pipeline. Nearly 100,000 Americans within his first 30 days lost their jobs. And then they're being told, oh, go find some other jobs, go find a union gig. That is not what America's all about. The government's not supposed to tell you what the heck to do. The madness is about to continue. We're going to have almost 4 years of this? I am just in utter disbelief right now. From a conservative like myself to rhinos and libtards, from what people have said to me on social media, you stop drinking the Kool-Aid without the sugar. Yes, I said it. Thank you for listening to Inside the Kennel with myself, Vinndogg Radio. Please like and subscribe to the podcast if you wish. And if you don't, well, there's millions of other people out there that will like to get fed some goodness and some truth. We are available on Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Spotify, and wherever you download podcast. Money Ben, thank you so much for being such a super producer. This is Inside the Kennel right here on Podbean.com. You freaking cockroach! Roach, 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 roach.